Do you have your chocolates ready? I hope so. And I would love to hear, before I tell you exactly what we're going to do, I would love to hear which chocolates you're going to taste, or which chocolate. So one brand, one region. Please write in the chat what chocolate you're going to taste. So you hopefully have 2 pieces of the same chocolate bar, and then we're going to taste it. So we've got 𝗬𝗲𝗏 with chocolate, a chocolate maker from Chile, wonderful. I know from before that we have some Ecuadorian chocolates. So please just type in the chat any questions or chocolates. I've got some Tanzania. Wonderful. So please type in the chat if you have any questions. Oh, we've got someone who's bringing their own chocolate. I love that. That's truly wonderful. Vietnam. Thank you so much all for sharing. I'm not going to be able to read all the comments, but please keep sharing. Wonderful. It's really nice as I present to see that you're there. So what we're going to do is we're going to taste one piece of chocolate in just a moment, and then I will guide you through this sensory experience, and then we're going to taste the second piece of chocolate. So the same one. Oh, we've got some flavored chocolate bars here now too. Wonderful. Venezuela, Peru, Brazil. I'm so excited for all of you to try these chocolates. I wish I could too. So, to take a little pause from listening to me, I want you to eat the first piece. So you have 2. So eat the first piece of chocolate the way you normally eat it. Maybe you smell it, you put it in your mouth, just eat the first piece of chocolate. Now, I'm going to give you a moment to just think about how you like it. What does it taste like today? You can write in the chat if you want to. You don't have to. So usually when we eat chocolate, it's like this. We are kind of in the middle of something, even though we need to assess it or just enjoy it, depending on who we are as a person, right? So now just take it in, eat it, and I'm going to start talking about the senses and about our nervous system. Because in my presentations with art and with what I do, hopefully you can understand that that's part of my passion. And how we connect with our senses can be through so many different things, but we're overstimulated. So we use our senses all the time. We look at traffic or our phone, where we get so much input all the time. And wonderful things like talking to people, existing in this beautiful life. I think a lot of you have your own companies, which is wonderful some days, quite stressful other days. And we're getting all of this input. It stimulates our senses, and sometimes it's hard to truly tune in to just, what do I hear? What do I taste? How do I feel? Right? And to all of you who's had these really stressful moments, sometimes that can be really tricky. So hopefully through this experience that we're going to go through and the little techniques I'm going to share, you will be able to pick up a few little things that you can try, maybe for just 3 minutes, to find some more peace and quiet, some stress relief in your life when you need it, or as a daily little habit, if it appeals to you, to find more calmness for the senses and to balance the nervous system. Maybe you know that we have a parasympathetic part of our nervous system and the sympathetic part of our nervous system. And we have a tendency to be in the sympathetic part of our nervous system. It's the go. It's the making decisions. It's the activations when we need to do something. It's the one that activates the flight and fright. Yes, the fight or flight response. So when we're like, oh, I need to do something right now, that intensity, that's the active part, the sympathetic part of our nervous system. And a lot of us spend almost a whole day there. And we only reach the parasympathetic, hopefully, when we're sleeping. And the parasympathetic is called the rest and digest. So obviously, it's a very important part. And by doing different kinds of breathing techniques, such as the ones that we will soon try, you can balance the nervous system, or even put more focus on the parasympathetic part of our nervous system so we can calm down. So I want to start by sharing a breath with you. So, and everything we do now, you can just choose to listen, or you can close your eyes and fully merge and listen to all of what I say. But you can also just listen and tune in and be an observer. So whatever feels right for you, that's the most important thing. But if you want to join in these experiences and these activities, I would love that. So just before we close our eyes and dive into the full experience, I just want to take a couple of breaths with you all that will balance the nervous system. Okay, so place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly, and just notice your breath as it is right now. Try to breathe through your nose, if that's possible for you. Breathing through our nose is one of the simple, super healthy things that we can do. And there's lots of health benefits breathing through our nose. It calms us down more. There's physical things happening in the body to boost our immune system when we breathe through our nose. So just observe. And maybe notice that your belly expands on the inhale and relaxes on the exhale. Expands on the inhale and relaxes on the exhale. And this is the time where we want to let go of any perceived looks or ideas. So really allow the belly to expand. So a lot of time we walk around too aware and we tuck our bellies in, which isn't helping our breath. And now I would like for you to follow me on the double inhale and sigh of relief. So when you breathe in, you start by breathing into the belly, and then you breathe in again into the chest. And then you exhale through your mouth. So on the same inhale, you divide it in two and expand the belly on the inhale, and then expand the chest on the inhale. You open your mouth and you sigh. Maybe a loud sigh. Maybe you just need to really relax today. So expand the belly on the inhale, expand the chest on the inhale, and sigh. Expand the belly on the inhale, expand the chest on the inhale, and sigh. A couple of more. Expand the belly, expand the chest, and sigh. In through the nose, belly, chest, and sigh. Belly, chest, and sigh. 2 more. Belly, chest, and sigh. Belly, chest, and sigh. Thank you. Thank you for participating in those few breaths to balance the nervous system, to balance the active part with the relaxed part. And maybe you feel a little bit different right now. Just notice how it feels in your body right now. If you'd like to share something in the chat, feel free to do so. And we're soon going to dive into the full experience. But first, I would like to know, you can answer it yourself or you can write a yes in the chat. If you started your day looking at your phone within 10 minutes of waking up, maybe even looking at your phone in bed before getting up. Usually when I ask this question, yes, I see it in the chat. Usually when I ask this question, when I have a big group, like the 70 people in Amsterdam, it's like 90%, maybe even more, raise their hands. So many people, we start our days with the phone, which means that before we're even fully awake and have had a chance to just like, what does my breath feel like today? How do I feel? Like, what's the weather? Like looking at the trees or the buildings outside. We bring in the world with music, with sounds and thoughts and politics and decisions and everything. And our senses get super stimulated before we've had a chance to enjoy a piece of chocolate or before we've had a chance to talk to our partner or sip that first coffee or tea and really be in the moment, really feel it and be there. I like that there's some people in the chat who say no too. Of course, we all have our different ways to start today. But even you probably know that with the day, with our life, with the stress and just handling things, it can be intense. So one way to connect with our senses is to pay attention to what it feels right now. So I just want you to start by turning your head to the left and just look through where you are and just start to take in a couple of things that you see. Just observe the space. This is where I am right now. And just take a moment to notice what you smell and what you taste. Maybe you still taste the chocolate. And just notice, how does it feel? Like sitting on the chair or a sensation in the body. Like, this is where I am right now. And now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Obviously, only if you're in a safe space to do so. If you're out and about, just listen. But if you are in a quiet space, you're in a room where you can close your eyes and feel safe and relax and you won't get disturbed, please close your eyes for a moment. And I will guide you on a journey. And if you can't close your eyes, just listen. And as you close your eyes, allow your body to get heavier. I'm going to play some music so you can connect. Allow your body to sink deeper onto the surface, to feel heavy. Observe the breath. Notice how it feels as the air comes in and out through the nostrils. Notice the belly expand and relax. Put your attention to your feet and feel your feet getting heavier. Your legs feel heavier. Put your attention to your back, lower back, upper back, and find some more relaxation. Relax your shoulders and your arms. And relax your face. And allow yourself to visualize the blue sky above you with a single gorgeous cloud. And let that cloud take you away from the city below you, leaving the rooftops, and allow yourself to connect with nature. Allow yourself to see the ocean beneath you and visualize the land of the cacao that you're gonna taste, crossing the oceans, entering above a beautiful lush forest. And finding your way into the forest, down into the trees, feeling the humid air on your face, the sun gently tickling through the green, the humidity, the soil, your feet on the earth. The birds in the trees, the lush greens, and the different trees and insects and plants, flowers. And just take a moment to visualize this forest. And if you don't see it, it's okay. If you see something else, it's okay. Just allow yourself to be right here for a moment. In nature, we're all in nature. And just notice the breath. The belly expands and relaxes. Air coming in through the nose, slightly cooler. Then the warmer air coming out through the nose on the exhale. And as you're in this lush green forest, the humid air, you can smell the earth, you hear the birds, and there you find your cacao tree. And just observe the color of the pods. What color does your cacao tree have? Are they yellow, orange, or red? All of it. Maybe there's flowers on your cacao tree. My invitation is for you to sit down by your cacao tree. Feel the weight of your body against the ground beneath you. And allow each exhale to bring more stillness and relaxation into the body. And the exhale, let the shoulders hang. If there's any tension, see if you can picture that body part and exhale to bring some relaxation. Exhaling, feeling heavier. And try to breathe in and out through the nose. Maybe with the inhale, you visualize the sky and the treetop. And with the exhale, you relax and you feel the earth beneath you. And I would like to invite you, if it feels like the right thing for you, to send a thought of gratitude towards your cacao tree, all of the cacao trees, to the beauty and the deliciousness of cacao. And the thought of gratitude to all of the hands who make it possible for us to enjoy its deliciousness. All of the hands, including your own. Just sit here for a moment longer, stillness. And we're going to start to breathe in a pattern. You will soon hear 2 bells, and I will guide you to breathe in the speed of these 2 bells. You will find 1 bell to inhale to, and the other one to exhale to. And if you get lost, it's okay. You can just come back to my voice or find a new pattern of inhaling and exhaling with the bells. We will inhale for 5 seconds in through our nose, and then exhale for 5 seconds out through our nose. Inhaling, and try to inhale the whole time until you exhale with the 2nd bell. Inhaling through the nose gently, slowly. Exhaling, slow, gentle. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. And you can imagine the breath as a breeze through the trees, slow and gentle. And just keep returning to the flow of the bells, trying to pace the breath, following the bells with slow inhales in and out through the nose. Just connecting to your breath. Don't worry if your mind wanders, it's completely natural. And just see if you can find the flow again, breathing with the bells. Breath flowing like the wind. slower breath. Expanding as you breathe in. And relaxing with each exhale. Gently let go of the breath and just let yourself breathe naturally, your natural breath. Feeling the weight of your body heavier, bringing your attention to your feet and relaxing the feet. Relaxing the lower legs, upper legs, the hips, the lower back, upper back, the belly, and the chest. Relaxing the shoulders, the upper arms, the lower arms, the hands. Relaxing the neck, the jaw, the cheeks, the mouth, the eyes, and the face. Bringing relaxation into the body. And gently we will leave the jungle, the tropical, the cacao tree behind us. Look back up through the trees. Notice the blue sky and the fluffy cloud. And allow yourself to float on that cloud, away from the lush green forest, feeling the coolness of the breeze as you float over oceans. And once again, you see the city below you. And you land into your space. And with your eyes still closed, Just remember what it looks like in the space where you are in. Remember what you can taste and smell in this place, and how it feels to sit here right now. And take a deep breath in, expanding the belly, expanding the chest, and hold the breath for just a moment. And exhale. And when you're ready, you blink your eyes open again, coming back into your space. And again, you turn your head to the left, and you just observe the space, the things that you can see in the space where you are in right now. Again, you notice if there's something that you can smell, if there's something that you can taste, and if there's something that you feel, and what you can hear. Welcome back from that little experience of the senses. Now I would like for you, following my lead, to grab your piece of chocolate. This second piece of chocolate of yours, and really with all of your senses, we're gonna taste this chocolate. So start by looking at it. Really observe the color, the shape, the texture, if there's any details on the chocolate. Really take a deep look. And then when you're ready, we will, from a distance, start to smell the chocolate. So keep the chocolate a bit away from you and slowly move it closer to your nose. And start to see, when do I smell something? And what does it smell like? You can take short little whiffs of air with your nose. Or you can take long inhales to notice the difference. And start to notice how it feels to hold this chocolate. Maybe it's melting in your fingers. How does it feel? And only when you are ready, you put the chocolate in your mouth and you let it melt. As slowly as you can. You let the chocolate melt as you observe the aromas that come from within the mouth, as you exhale through the nose and you move the aromas through your whole breathing possibilities. Notice what it tastes like and how it feels. The shape of the chocolate, the way it melts, the texture. I'll be quiet for a moment as you really take in your piece of chocolate. Maybe it's still melting. And maybe you're observing how it tastes now. You no longer have chocolate in your mouth. And now I would like you to pay attention to the difference in how you perceived this piece of chocolate after the experience compared to before. What was different in the experience of the chocolate? Maybe there was something in the taste, the aroma, the feeling that you got from the chocolate. Maybe you liked it better or less. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the chat about the difference between having the chocolate in the middle of the presentation and then tasting the chocolate now, after doing different techniques to balance the nervous system and to focus the senses, to calm down the senses. Thank you for sharing. I have the comment, the flavors lingered longer. My whole mouth seemed almost overwhelmed in a good way with the chocolate, with the second tasting. I was able to notice where in my mouth I experienced the different flavors and textures, stronger notes, texture from melting more intense. Thank you all for sharing. And feel free to continue to share. It's also okay if you didn't like the chocolate as much. I had that question at one of my presentations. And when we do this, as I see in your comments and as maybe all of you discovered, there is a difference. And I see in the comments that there's a lot of, it's more intense. Because now we're coming from a more relaxed point of view, where we have less stimuli to our senses. We've also done the breathing technique with the 2 bells, inhaling and exhaling for 5 seconds. That brings us into the more parasympathetic part of our nervous system, the rest and digest. So it helps us calm down the senses and the nervous system. So when we taste a chocolate from this state of mind, we can really experience it. So that could mean that it's wow and intense and delicious, or, oh wait, I discovered something here that I don't like so much. And that's okay. This is a way for us to be present in the moment. So I hope this brings some thoughts for you and some realizations, maybe some inspiration. And if you are looking for techniques to help you handle daily life with all of what that is, you can use a couple of the things that we did. You can count to 5 as you inhale and count to 5 as you exhale. And then it doesn't matter if it's 5 seconds or less. The importance is that you're breathing slow and conscious. If you're doing the 5 seconds and you want to do exactly seconds, some people call that the perfect breath. And that's one of the ones that are scientifically proven to balance the nervous system. But just to focus on the breath and inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We're connecting to the breath, so it's bringing us into the present moment. If you want to get a little bit more focused and maybe get some of that energy and to be a little bit prepared for what you're about to do, you can do the double inhale and sigh of relief that we did. Inhaling through the nose, expanding the belly and the chest, and sighing out through the mouth. If you want to wake up and start the day being prepared and feeling what you're feeling rather than what's happening everywhere, you can start or end the day with a short connecting with the different body parts. It's like exhaling and bringing your attention to a body part and just bringing some more relaxation and stillness. So when I don't talk about chocolate, this is one of the things that I talk about a lot. And it's truly helped me to navigate stress and worries in life. And one of the things that I do is to do these classes, these type of classes, but longer ones online. So there are classes available to book, but I also do individual classes, one-on-one sessions if people want to work on something specific, maybe connected to chocolate, and to be able to fully be present with your work in chocolate and to get tools to navigate and balance stress to breath and guided meditations. Or as a fun team building exercise, both like with a group in person or like this, because there's a lot to talk about after having one of these experiences. So I do a lot of different things in order to share what I love and hopefully inspire, to experience, to taste, to feel, to be in the moment. And the ripple effect is that I hope that, and my purpose, I feel, is to help people connect with their food, so through chocolate, but with food in general, what we eat and where it comes from, and to respect it and feel grateful to have that opportunity. And I also want to help people connect with their breath, because in the long run, through my own experience, feel that brings me calm and helps me be present. So I'm really grateful that I got to be here today and to share this experience with all of you. And if anyone has questions, you can really start to put them in the chat. We will have a Q&A in a moment. And I will share my contact details. But before I put the screen up, I really want to say thank you to all of you who's been writing in the chat and sharing your thoughts and experiences. It's beautiful for me to share this, that's something that I believe in a lot, and that helps me through my days. My morning routine often starts with mindful breathing, a guided meditation, or just a simple meditation where I put a piece of chocolate in my mouth and I let it melt. And my thoughts can wander, that's okay, it doesn't have to be too serious, but I just enjoying that piece of chocolate. That's an important part of my start of the day. And I hope that what we've shared today can bring some inspiration. And if you have questions later on about what you've experienced today, you can find me, as I will share, on social media. Instagram is the quickest way to reach me, CacaoSana, which is where if you scan the QR code, you get to my Instagram page. So you can write there You can also find information on my website, where I have links to the different events and the breath work and meditations and the things that I do online. Hopefully I will have an upcoming art show again soon, and that will be posted there as well. And for those of you who prefer email, that is also an option, because maybe you will have questions later that you don't think about right now. And then this is a great way to find me. And if you have any inquiries about my art, or if you would like to book a private session, then just write to me, and that's the best way to connect. And I would like to say thank you and open up for questions.
Thank you, Sanna. What a beautiful experience.
Thank you.
What we can do, if anyone would like, there is a raise hand feature at the bottom of the Zoom screen, and you can use that feature, and we'll open your mic so that you can, I know it's kind of, since we've had this relaxing experience, it's kind of hard to connect the fingers to the keyboard, and maybe it's easier to speak, you know, maybe the question or the comment that's come up for someone. In the meantime, I can read a few of the comments. Mark says, I've needed to do this for a long while. My days are very stressful and it's bleeding into my nights. The relaxation is key and very helpful. Thank you for a beginning.
Oh, that's beautiful, Mark. Thank you for sharing that. That's why I want to share these things, because we can do a lot with very little tools. Like obviously I love sharing the session that we did or longer ones, but even to just do conscious breathing for 3 minutes, it can make a lot of difference.
Okay, Lynn, if she's still here, had a question in the beginning and wanted to know, has your creative process changed and developed during your Cocoa experiences? And if so, how?
The creative process? Was that?
That's,
yeah.
Has your creative process changed? And that question came while you were sharing about your art.
Yeah, for sure. It has, in many ways, it has changed. And at the same time, not, because my creative expression is always with the flow. And I try to not have a plan or be prestigious when I make a piece of art, that it has to turn out well in the beginning. So I create from a sense of wanting to put colors and inspiration and my energy of the day into a piece of paper. But obviously, since I started to discover this way of painting the cacao pods, sometimes I really have an intention to paint something. And I have also started to do meditations or like this kind of focused sensory experience sessions before creating a piece of art, so that the work of art comes from the state of mind that I get to through a piece of chocolate, mentally traveling to that place, and then letting it flow through watercolor.
I have a question actually for everyone in the, well, one thing I want to mention, if you follow our social media, one of the things that we are mindful of is that it is a tough job being a entrepreneur, solopreneur, and we try to give tips and things to help with the stress, and your presentation fit in beautifully with that. What I was wondering is, as you know, it wrapped up and it was time for questions. Does anyone feel like that this may be something that not only can they incorporate in their life for themselves personally to take some stress off, but does it feel like it might possibly be something that you can do as a value add, or something that you can add to your business model that can help? Because I know we're always looking for ways to increase revenue, ways to, what I've learned about this industry is that oftentimes, and a lot of times, that you have to train people into being customers because they don't really understand what it is you're doing. They've never seen a cocoa pod. They don't know why your chocolate bar costs $12. Do you feel like this is something that, now you won't have the many, many years of experience that Sanna has, but does it feel like something that folks might be thinking about? And you can use the raise hand feature or put it in the chat. Does it feel like something that might be a natural add? Linda says, always educating and talking about the art of chocolate. Of course.
I love that.
Yeah.
The art of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
It's in everything, right? In the production, in the growth.
I mean, there's the sacred geometry of the beautiful cacao pod when you cut it open and you see the beans and the pulp and the way that it's on the mucilage. I mean, it's, sacred geometry is there, and the shape of the pod. And yes, that's what I was wondering, Felix, if it felt like a value add. Always looking for ways to improve, to add value.
And it can be done in such a simple way. Like I was talking about how I talk to people during my art shows, like showing a pod, showing the beans. And then when someone tastes a piece of chocolate, it's like, I would invite you to close your eyes and really use all of your senses to feel it. Like it's a simple sentence. Like if you feel like it, just close your eyes and pay attention to all of your senses as you enjoy the chocolate. So it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to guide people. You can just ask them to use their senses, because a lot of times we forget.
Yeah. I think of myself as a mindful chocolate taster. That's something that I have tried to incorporate in my chocolate tasting, but the experience that you took us on really took it to the next level. And I noticed a huge difference. The first taste, I always close my eyes because I find that if I close my eyes, when you close off other senses, then the other senses become stronger. So I always close my eyes, and my friends look at me like, what is she doing? But I really get, so I enjoyed the first bite, and I tasted things and I experienced it. But the second round, I mean, the experience was completely different. There were flavor notes that I hadn't noticed before. There were sensations that I hadn't noticed before. There was the actual physical body feeling of reverence for this thing that I got to partake in, as well as, you talked about the connection to the plant, to the people. I got this sort of all over body feeling of that reverence for those folks. So thank you. That was just a beautiful experience. Let's see, look in the chat here, what's going on.
And thank you for sharing that. While you read, I can say that if people want to experience this more, then like it's always possible to reach out for me to find specific times where I can do it for individuals or groups, even if they're not, even if I don't have a specific time on my website. So
yeah. Lynn, are you open to my opening your mic? Let's see if I can find you here, so you can say what. There you go. So I've been here with perfect.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
I suddenly can't see you anymore.
We can hear you.
Okay. Hi. Yes. No, I love the ideas of using creativity and art and different formats to bring consumers and chocolate lovers to learn in different ways about chocolate and cocoa, and really connecting them to the source of cocoa and those that make it. So that's something that's really important to me, that I'm bringing into the chocolate festival that I'm developing and projects. And so I find it really interesting to see what other people are doing in similar ways, really. So it's been wonderful to see all those different elements coming together for other people. I wonder what kind of impact has it had on when you've worked with people who don't know about much about cocoa and chocolate.
It's made a really big impact for people. So when I've done these experiences in various settings, in different parts of the world, and obviously at chocolate festivals, then people, they're there for the chocolate, but they don't necessarily know so much. So afterwards, people come up to me and share more than when they just like raise their hand to say like, oh, I tasted more. It was more intense. It's like, thank you. I'm gonna try to start using this in my life. I've been so stressed and now I can be more focused. There was someone saying after one festival, like at a festival, it's like, I came here and I was so stressed. The train was late and there was all these things and I couldn't really enjoy being here. And now I'm here. So then they could go out and like take in the festival properly. And also people who really don't know anything about chocolate, when I've done these experiences at my art show, because that, since it's at a museum, it attracts people who didn't come for the chocolate, and they sit down and they close their eyes and they're a little bit uncomfortable. And then after the experience, the questions that they ask about chocolate are deeper. So I feel like that shows that they connected with the flavor and the tree and the cacao in a deeper way. Thank you for your question.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so Mark wants to know, do you have any recommendations for starting cacao relaxation or ceremonies? Any books, any resources that you can guide us to?
I don't know any books. What I do is through my whole life of doing yoga and meditation and breathing techniques. So this what you've experienced now comes from what I've been doing for myself in like my morning routine to do these kind of traveling through the world and connecting with and visualizing my cacao tree. So that's just from me. So then you can reach out to me and see if there's possibilities there. When it comes to cacao ceremonies, I'm not an expert because I don't use that word. I do meditations. I can call it a cacao circle where I would share drinking cacao. But I usually don't call it a ceremony. There's lots of people who do. And I'm sure there's people who've written about how they do theirs, but I don't know, since I'm not. I don't usually use the term ceremony for my experiences.
Okay, great. I think that's a great the first part of the answer, which is I think it can be a personal experience. So you take what you've learned and build on that. So Mark could take what he's learned here today and build on that. Let's see.
And with that, I just want to add that adding with breathing, if we want to do breathing techniques, I would like, it's really good to do some research on that, because when we do it ourselves, like we can always like play with our own breath and connect with our breath. But when it comes to teaching it and holding space with breath, I would recommend taking some course or reading books about breathing techniques, because it's a very, very powerful tool and not something to be taken lightly when sharing it with others. Like in our own world, we can listen to our own bodies and see what happens, but it's something to be mindful of if we're inviting other people to do breath. I would recommend to know what happens in the body.
That's a great point. Thank you for that. Michael says, I think a lot of chocolate consumers are looking to vendors for instruction on how to enjoy chocolate. Absolutely right. Yes.
So true. And there's so many ways to do that. So then, like, to also think about what company do I have? Like, how do I, as a like the chocolate maker or the confectionery or chocolatier, like how do I share chocolate? How do I enjoy it? So it's always good to speak from our own experiences.
Yes. Okay, it's almost the top of the hour, so we have time for maybe one more question, or if someone would like to use the raise hand feature and come in and give us one last comment about the experience. What are they taking away from today, or something that happened during the meditation? We have just a little bit more time to share that. No? As Mrs. Balu would say, don't be shy.
Yeah.
No need. It's okay to be shy, but maybe just push past.
And if you have a question and you don't want to ask it here, then you can reach out to me specifically. I'm happy to talk about these things.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, if no one in the audience has anything to say, what I will do is turn it over to you, Sanna, and ask you maybe what would be the main takeaway that you would like everyone to leave with today.
I think that would be to connect with your own breath, like to just take a couple of slow, mindful breaths through your nose as you start your day, as you move through the day, allowing yourself to pause a little bit, so that hopefully you can be in the moment and use all of your senses to enjoy and discover. I haven't used that word during the presentation, but it's a way to invite some playfulness and hopefully some more joy. Like, oh yeah, reminding ourselves that I'm here. Oh, I've got chocolate. Oh, it's delicious. And being in the moment when we're tasting it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful experience. And with that, I think we can, it feels complete. So we'll say goodbye to everyone until next time. Join us for our next Empowering Chocopreneurs webinar, where we will be joined by 𝗧𝘀𝘃 from India, who will talk to us about Ayurveda and chocolate, which is another wonderful health modality. So we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks for that. All right, and with that, we'll say bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.